As we know, uniques are the backbone of the Borderlands franchise and are some of the most sought after items in their game for their uniqueness. So far, we have a total of 54 unique items confirmed to be in Borderlands 4 through a bunch of different sources. Today, I want to break these items down, cover the references behind their red text, the history of what they might be pulling from the past, from past games, whether it's an item we've already seen before, and my own predictions for how these guns are actually going to work once we get our hands on them. So, let's dive right in. Starting us off is a class mod for Rafa, the Exo Soldier. Class mod name is the Philanthropo, and the effect is whenever Rafa triggers his action skill, he spawns a free grenade. If he has a grenade mod equipped, he spawns one based on that. This is very similar to how Zane operated with his drone. He had a perk similar where he would drop the grenade randomly from the drone. The red text is Plato y Plamo, which is a very famous cartel phrase popularized by Pablo Escobar. It literally means, translated to, silver or lead, which basically means take the bribe or take the bullet, where you either take the money or you die. Next, we have a Vex class mod. The class mod is named the Avatar, and the effect is Vex and her minions deal increased damage for each active attunement, and gain damage reduction against each elemental type she is attuned to. The red text is, I'm the Avatar, you gotta deal with it. This is a nod to Avatar the Last Airbender. In the series, the Avatar is the one person who can master all 4 elements, and Aang says something similar in the show. This is also, the reference leads back to how this class mod works for Vex herself. She gains attunement to a certain element, so she becomes the master of all 4 elements, and she gets damage reduction and increased damage for her and her minions from that element type. Honestly, pretty cool. I can't wait to see how this is put into builds. Next, we have a class mod for Amon, the Elementalist class mod. The effect is, whenever an affinity skill gains a stack, all unlocked affinity skills gain a stack. For each stack of affinity from all affinity skills, Amon gains increased movement speed. I know, that sounds complicated as hell. Basically, for any skill that you can gain a stack from that is under the tab of affinity skills, whenever you gain a stack from that, all of those affinity skills gain a stack. And the total amount of stacks that you have from all of those skills will give you increased movement speed. Don't know if this has a cap, how much movement speed that possibly is, doesn't give us a value. Seems pretty cool. We're just gonna have to see in game. Honestly excited for that. The red text is, do you remember the 21st night of September? This is funny. I remember being in Jolt's stream when he saw this. He thought that it was a typo and they were talking about the release date for Borderlands and that they were messing it up because it got changed to September 12th and not the 21st. I thought it was funny. This is actually a reference to the song by Earth, Wind, and Fire, which is why the class mod is called the Elementalist, because the group's name is Earth, Wind, and Fire. Sorry, Jolts. Not a typo. Starting off with our first shield of the list, we have the Watts for Dinner shield. The effect of this shield is called Overshield Eater. When Energy Shield is active, enemies have a 12% chance to drop an Overshield when hit. When Overshield is also active, grants 25% shock damage. This is the new Overshield mechanic that we seem to have in Borderlands 4. It seems to work like the Overwatch Overshield, so it'll go on top of your shield bar. It's just like, this is going to work just like any of the other booster shields we've had in the past. It'll drop a booster, and that will be your overshield rather than your regular shield. And when you have that booster, you do 25% shock damage. I don't know if this is going to work with whenever you have overshield. It says when overshield is also active, grants 25% shock damage. This means you might be able to make a build around this that gives you overshield almost all the time, so you always have this 25% shock damage. Seems like this could be working really cool. The red text is, what was yours is now mine. Can't find any specific reference to this. I mean, obviously it's just a reference to its own electrical aspects, given that watt is a form of electrical measurement. For our next energy shield, we have the Pandoran Momento with the effect Psychosis. When damaged, grants 15% elemental resistance and 50% resistance to the last damage type received for 5 seconds. And the red text is, I hate this planet. This is a reference to lore-wise, the psychos on Pandora were remnants of what Dahl did, their miners, and left people behind. Hence the name psychos. They became psychotic, did what they had to do, which is why the effect is called psychosis. It's kind of a Pandoran memento. Here we have our first look at the armor-based shields. This is a new type of shield. As you can see in the top right corner, that's 22%, has to do with damage reduction. It's a whole new kind of shield. I'm not here to talk about that. I will link Moxys' video in the description where he does a deep dive on this shield, these kind of shields, and their difference between the energy shields, how they kind of work, all that kind of stuff. But anyways, this is the Hoarder shield with the effect Refreshments. On kill, 50% chance to spawn an ammo booster that instantly refills your gun. The red text is bring your own bullets. That is a reference to Marcus's ammo dump machines. Next up is the Guardian Angel shield. This effect is called Wings of Grace. When equipped, grants faster revival from Fight for Your Life. When Fight for Your Life expires, grants 1 free second wind once every 300 seconds with the red text, I am here to help. This shield is directly a reference to an item of the exact same name, Guardian Angel, in League of Legends. I'm showing a clip on screen of how it works in League of Legends. After taking fatal damage, you revive your health all the way to 50%, and it can't be used for 300 seconds, as you can see here. Really cool item. Love to see stuff like this. Next, we have the shield Protein Cell, completely different from protein as in protein shake. Protein means ever-changing, adaptable, and able to take many forms. This shield's effect is Direct Current. Ground Slam to toggle this effect. While enabled, drains shields over time to grant 40% bonus shock damage, and damage taken passes through the shield. I don't know if this means that all damage is mitigated. Like, what does it mean passes through the shield? This is something we're going to have to find out in game. The red text is electrical resistance is futile. This is either a reference to the shield or possibly a Star Trek reference to Borg's famous line, resistance is futile, and the electrical play on themes, giving it like the cybernetic vibe from both Borg and the shield. This is another armor-based shield named the Principal with the effect Shield Boy. Spawns a Shield Boy when the last armor segment breaks. With the red text, Protect Me Squire. This is a direct reference to the Claptrap line, says it several times throughout the series, which could also play into what Shield Boy could possibly be. We've had TDR stuff in the past, we've had drones, we have turrets, all sorts of stuff like this, but due to the shield theme and Protect Me Squire, it could be some sort of moving shield, blocks bullets, like a deployable cover like we've seen in COD. Like a forward-facing shield that we've seen in BL3, that like when you crouch, you have that forward-facing shield. We don't know. Have to see this one in game. Next, we have the extra medium shield, and this one is pretty layered. This is pretty cool. The effect is Nucleosynthesis. Explodes on shield fill and shield empty, dealing 1,121 damage. And the red text is never above 5 on the call sheet of life. This red text is a reference to Hollywood's and their call sheets. Same with the name. Call sheet is importance of like your role. So if you're 1, you're a lead. You're very important. You're the main role. But if you're never above 5, you're not very important. You're an extra. You're medium. You're a medium on that list. You're not very important. So that's that reference. And nucleosynthesis is the process where new atomic nuclei are created in stars. So in plain terms, it's how stars forge heavier elements from lighter ones. So just how it does, when it breaks and when it fills, it explodes. Just like the process of nucleosynthesis. Pretty cool. Honestly amazing reference. I'm kind of astounded by how they came up with that. The next shield we have is called the Cinder Shelly with the effect Glass. When damaged, grants a stack of Resolve, which reduces damage taken by 2% per stack up to 25 stacks. When the shield breaks, release a Nova, dealing 183 damage, with each stack of Resolve increasing the damage by 20%. The red text is Skip to the End. This is obviously a reference to Cinderella and her glass shoe. The effect itself, though, glass, I don't know if it's trying to reference like glass cannon, like in a lot of video games. Um, the effect of breaking, it does have a lot of damage reduction, which isn't very popular with glass cannons. They're usually very, breakable, but do a lot of damage in return. But when it does break, it does do substantial amounts of damage, increased by 20% per stack, up to 25 stacks, meaning this Nova can deal a lot of damage. Next, we have another armor-based shield. This one's a little complicated. Its name is Timekeeper's New Shield with the effect Beninu. When equipped, increases maximum health by 258, grants 13 health regeneration per second, and reduces damage taken by 33%. With the red text, it's all coming together. This one's complicated due to its reference. It references the Emperor's New Clothes story. In the story, everyone can see nothing and assumes it's worthless, but the truth is the Emperor is actually fully dressed. And just like on the card, you can see that the shield capacity and armor plates are both missing. The only thing that actually is there is 0% on the damage reduction, which the red text, it's all coming together, is also a reference to the movie, The Emperor's New Groove, where all of these things are working in fashion. Although it shows that those two things are not there and the other one's 0, the shield is actually working as intended. Crazy reference, a little bit of complicated, pretty cool. This next armor-based shield is called the Heavyweight with the effect Bare Knuckle. On melee hit, consumes an armor segment to grant 100% melee damage. When armor shield is empty, grants 50% melee damage. And with the red text, we called that the Stinger. This is a reference to an episode of The Simpsons, where in the episode, Homer becomes a boxer and he has barbed wire wrapped gloves that are referred to as the Stinger. The next shield we have is called the Super Soldier with the effect Power Play. When energy shield fills, grants an overshield. When energy shield is full, grants 25% fire rate, 25% movement speed, and regens 1 ammo a second. With the red text, I'll never forget the adventures we had. I couldn't find an exact reference to this anywhere. I mean, it could be referencing some Captain America type stuff, like you're a super soldier. When you keep your shield up, you're powerful. You get that fire rate, that movement speed, and regen 1 ammo per second. So you get some like effects from that. But there's no direct reference here that I can see. Next, moving on over to the assault rifles, we have the Potato Thrower IV with the effect Spud Gun. And the red text, I'm a hot little potato right now. This is just a reference to the gun itself. The gun shoots potatoes. Plain and simple. Pretty cool. We got a potato gun. Next assault rifle is the Whiskey Foxtrot with the effect Overdrive. Switch to a secondary mag that can be fired on full auto. And the red text is, who's ready to get frickin' perforated? This is a reference to a Battleborn character of the same name. The legendary trait is its ultimate, and the flavor text is the quote when activating it. There's also a Whiskey Tango Foxtrot shield in Borderlands 2 and the pre-sequel, but this is not the reference. Next up is the Lucian's Flank Assault Rifle with the effect Trample. Critical hits refill up to 2 ammo to the gun's magazine. The red text is how dare you. Could not find an exact reference to this red text, but the Lucian's Flank is very similar to its Borderlands 3 counterpart, the Lucian's Call, that has the same effect of Trample, of refilling 2 ammo to the gun's magazine. Next up, we have the Cold Shoulder Assault Rifle with the effect Iced Out, and the red text, you've been smooching with everybody, which is a reference to Kevin's uncle in Home Alone 2. We don't receive much information about this gun other than the fact that it's named the Cold Shoulder with cryo and iced out. It's probably just a viable cryo assault rifle. Next, we have the Aegon Stream assault rifle with the effect Prophetic, and the red text, finish the song. I'm sorry if I butcher any of these pronunciations, but Aegon, who is Aegon? Possibly Aegon the Conqueror, the most famous one, unified the 7 kingdoms of Westeros with his dragons, and several Targaryens were named Aegon across history, often associated with fate, prophecy, and destiny. Oftentimes, Targaryens are heavily tied to prophecy, like the prince that was promised prophecy, which would explain the effect Prophetic. And so on. The red text, finish the song. The Game of Thrones series is based off the novels Song of Fire and Ice. Now we're going to start on the pistols, but first I want to talk about this prefix, kinky. We have a kinky prefix in the game. That's going to be some funny gun names, I have a feeling. But anyways, moving on to the name of the pistol is the Roach, with the effect Flesh Eaters. Shoots eggs that hatch flying roaches when attached to flesh, living or dead. The red text was he was the raddest roach. This gun sounds awesome. If you're afraid of roaches, this doesn't sound like a fun time, but it's a pretty cool looking gun. I can't wait to use this and test this out. Up next, we have the Queen's Rest pistol with the effect Royal Armory. Fires high speed rounds and damaging enemies has a 30% chance to spawn a homing sticky projectile. The red text is I could set this world on fire and call it rain. This is a direct reference to Victoria Aveyard's Red Queen series. This is a direct quote from the series. Next up, we have the Phantom Flame pistol with the effect Midday. Zooming in acquires lock-on targets over time, and firing while zoomed in shoots the entire mag. The red text is Fan the Flames. This is a reference to McCree or Cassidy. Gotta include both there. Don't want the Overwatch fans to get mad. This is a reference to his kit in Overwatch. Fan the Flames is similar to Fan the Hammer. Midday is similar to High Noon, his ultimate. And the Midday effect is exactly his ultimate. I'm playing a clip on screen of showing you exactly how his ultimate works in Overwatch and probably how the pistol will also work. I'm very interested to see this in action. If these are going to be crits, this would be insane because you get 6 crit little skulls lined up. And when it shoots the whole mag, the Jacobs effect would make the bullets ricochet. So even if it doesn't kill them in one shot, the bullets ricocheting should probably kill all 6 people in the room. Next up, the pistol, the Zipper, with the effect Prison Rules. Gains 75% critical damage and 75% damage when hitting a target in the back. The red text is, who's the shot caller now? This is a reference to, well, prison rules per se, of, the name the Zipper, like unzipping the pants and, shooting them in the back, if you know what I mean. Next up, we have the Rangefinder pistol with the effect Precision. And the red text, something's gotta hit. This isn't a reference to anything I can see, but based off the red text and it being Daedalus, which secondary fire consumes shotgun ammo, I don't know if this is necessarily what the gun is going to do, but based off the red text and it saying precision, it could either be very high accuracy at range. The scope is pretty large, as you can see. It could have something to do with maybe the pellets split in the gun, so it's more of like a shotgun pistol. So it shoots up enough pellets out into the middle of nowhere and something's got to hit. That could be what it means. We don't know. Gotta wait to see. Next up, we have the King's Gambit pistol with the effect Holy Hell. When shot, thrown weapon ricochets projectiles to nearby enemies. And the red text is, the refutation of any gambit begins with accepting it. This is a reference to the King's Gambit, the opening move in chess. Cannot think of any other reference this would be, but plain and simple, cut and dry. Next up, to start out the SMGs, we have the Forsaken Chaos. This was the community named gun that we came up with. We voted on as a community way back then. We don't have red text. We don't know what this is. Some people speculate this is Tedior. This could be Order. We don't know what this is yet, but we know it's going to be in the game, and we know it's going to be an SMG, so here you have it. Next up, we have the Hellfire SMG making a return with the effect Burning Desire. And the red text, all hell can't stop us now. We assume the Burning Desire, we don't know what the Burning Desire effect could be. It could be similar to the Ember's Purge, where it leaves lava puddles in the ground. It could be increased fire dot damage. We don't know, but the red text is a reference to Doom. It's spoken by King Novik during the game opening sequence. It serves as a powerful rallying cry for the Doomsayer's mission. Against all the evil that hell can conjure, all the wickedness that mankind can produce, we will send unto them. Only you, rip, and tear until it's done. Making a return is the Plasma Coil SMG with the effect Superheated and the red text Harness the fourth state of matter. For those who don't know, the four states of matter are solid, liquid, gas, and plasma, which could play onto the effect of superheated. Plasma is an ionized gas with free electrons and ions, often found at very high temperatures like in stars or neon lights. For our next SMG, we have the Prince Harming with the effect Pamplemousse. Hitting enemies deals 13 damage to you and grants a stack of cruelty, which on kill restores 6 overshield per stack of cruelty for a max of 30 stacks. The red text is Have You the Wing. This is obviously a reference to Prince Charming, and Pamplemousse is grapefruit in French, which could be a reference to the poisonous apple, hinting at, damaging yourself and getting stacks of cruelty. Just like the rest of the references, it could mean, the red text could mean, Have you the ring? I don't know about this one though. If you guys have a better idea of what the red text is actually referencing, let me know in the comments. The next SMG we have is called I Got with the effect Energy Transfer. When Energy Shield is active, grants 50% damage by consuming the shield's energy instead of ammo. When Overshield is also active, shield energy will not deplete. The red text is Back off man, I'm a scientist. This is clearly a reference to Ghostbusters because Back off man, I'm a scientist is a popular line in the movies. And the 100% accuracy is very telling to it's obviously a laser beam like gun like you see in Ghostbusters. This next SMG is the Looty Mad Lad with the effect Homemade Ingenuity. Overheats quickly but also cools down quickly with the COV part. And the red text is I've got a Looty. This one's a pretty cool reference. It references Philip A. Looty, who has an actual book online to make homemade SMGs, hence the COV part on it. And this was an Englishman who was very opposed on gun control laws, so he made his own homemade guns. The first shotgun on this list is making a return is the TK's Wave with the effect Heirloom and the red text Ride the Wave, dude. This is a reference to TK Baha. He created the gun, the TK's Wave. In Borderlands 2, you do a mission for his niece, Una Baha, who sends you on finding echo logs to find proof that Hyperion assassinated TK Baha to steal his weapon plans for their own. The next shotgun we have on the list is called the Hot Slugger with the effect Blazing Barrel. On kill, the barrel heats up, dealing 30% damage for 10 seconds for up to a max of 3 stacks, so 90% weapon damage. The red text is The madder I am, the thicker my accent gets. This is a reference to the name of the shotgun, a Hot Slugger. Next up, we have another funny prefix, edging. We have the edging prefix also in the game, but on the shotgun Linebacker. The effect is Full Coverage. Bouncing projectiles increase damage by 25% and damage radius by 35% per bounce. This sounds like a whole lot of fun. Shooting this in a room, they're going to go everywhere. The red text is Put Me In, which is a reference to the name of the gun and American football in itself, as a football linebacker saying, Put me in, coach. Next up, we have the Sweet Embrace shotgun. The effect is Adoration, and the red text is Absence makes the heart grow fonder, with the name, the effect, and the red text. This shotgun obviously has something to do with love and longing, sweet embrace, adoring somebody or something, and a very popular proverb that absence makes the heart grow fonder. Next up, we have the Kaleidoscope shotgun with the effect Colorful Mess and the red text trying to paint the prettiest picture I can with the colors I have. These are probably a reference to the gun itself being called the Kaleidoscope. A bunch of pretty colors, a colorful mess. The gun probably shoots some sort of paint-like bullets, but we don't know for sure. Next up, we have the Lead Balloon shotgun with the effect Lightweight. Projectiles float upward and spawn child projectiles upon exploding. And the red text is For a brick, he flew pretty good, which is a reference to the name and the effect, which the effect seems like it would probably work like the Skyrocket from BL2, where it will float upward and then explode, raining projectiles down, similar to like a firework. Next up, we have the Husky Friend shotgun with the effect Altfire Husky Auto Turret. Saw a little gameplay of this. It is a kind of similar to most DDoR weapons. When you throw them in BL3, it is a Husky turret, per se. And the red text is we just prefer to use husky. This is a reference to the name of the gun, and the very popular phrase for calling somebody a bigger fellow is husky. They're a bit husky. Everyone's favorite shotgun from Borderlands 3 is making a return, the Hellwalker, with the effect Soothslayer. For those who don't know, the shotgun sound effect, bullet pattern, and look are all Doom references. The electric guitar riff, the bullet pattern often shooting in a pentagram, and the double barrel shotgun like look are all references to the game Doom. The red text, however, a piece of the moon hung in the sky like a polished bone. This is a reference to Christopher Buehlman's Between Two Fires book. This red text is a direct quote. Starting off our sniper rifles, we're starting with the Asher's Rise sniper with the effect Slow Burn. Critical hits apply status effects instead of increased impact damage. As we can see from the status effect card, it is both corrosive and electric due to it being a Malawan. There is a 0% chance of status effect, meaning the only way that you can get status effects is through critical hits. The red text is how can we possibly have the slightest idea what to expect? I found no reference here. I don't know if there is one. If you find one, let me know in the comments again. I don't think there's a reference. The next sniper rifle we have is the Complex Root making a return with the effect Sierpinski. Spawns additional diverging projectiles along its path. The red text is, it's the nucleus of every man-made invention of today. This is a reference to Wacław Sierpinski, a Polish mathematician famous for his work in fractals and number theory. The Sierpinski triangle and other fractals show endlessly repeating complex patterns, much like how this gun fires projectiles that split repeatedly into more projectiles. So the gun effect is literally modeled on a fractal explosion pattern. The red text, however, is the nucleus of every man-made invention today. This quote is referencing the transistor, which is the fundamental building block for modern electronics, the nucleus of virtually all technology today. The link, the Sierpinski fractal, is often used as a teaching example in computer science and algorithm design, which are built on transistors. So this ties math, fractals, computers, and modern inventions. Pretty impressive, honestly. 10 out of 10 reference. This next one's an interesting one, the Borstel Ballista Sniper Rifle. For those who don't know what a ballista is, it is an ancient siege weapon, basically a giant crossbow, that hurled bolts with a deadly force, and sniper rifles are often compared to ballistas. And taking the effect, propagation means spreading or transmitting in science. It's used for waves, signals, or even biological growth. And then the red text, go now and speed well. This phrase sounds like a twist of the old farewell blessing, go forth and farewell, or go in peace. And speed well is particularly interesting because in the literal meaning of the Latin word veil, it's the literal meaning, which also means farewell. And in the sniper rifle's context, it could mean may your shot fly swift and true. Very fitting for a precision-like weapon. So what I have is ballista, ancient long-range precision weapon, so it's a metaphor for a sniper rifle. Propagation, the effect spreads like energy through a medium. Whatever this effect of the sniper rifle is, it must spread. And the red text, go now and speed well, is an archaic farewell/blessing, refamed as may your shot travel true. I don't know, what do y'all think? Maybe this is another like kind of rework of like the masterwork crossbow we saw in Borderlands 3. I don't know what Borstel means in this situation. I heard it's a German word, but it just doesn't make any sense to the context of what I've seen in the gun. Took a lot of research for this. What do y'all know? Let me know in the comments. Starting off with our grenade ordnance, we have the UAV and the effect Death from Above and the red text Eyes in the Sky. This is a reference to COD kill streaks, like the UAV. The popular announcer in COD will often say Eyes in the Sky when a UAV is called in. The Death from Above effect maybe has something to do with how the grenade works. Maybe it rains grenades from above after you throw it. I don't know for sure. Starting off with our heavy weapon ordnance, this is the first one we got to take a look at, the Ravenfire launcher. Its effects is called the 621. I don't know if this is reference to anything. The Ravenfire and the red text Bok Bok, with the way that explosions radiate outward from the point of impact. People had believed that this was a Bloodwing reference, and the explosion's the last element. I don't know. I don't honestly think it is, but what do y'all think? If y'all think there's a better reference here, please let me know. Want to include it. Our next grenade mod is called the Slippy, with the effect Swordfish, where the grenade mod deals melee damage. The red text is whoa, whoa, whoa. I don't know if this is a reference to anything in particular. I've heard multiple things about it. None of these are for sure. It honestly just seems like we have another fish slap grenade in the game. This next grenade mod might be the best thing that I have ever seen Borderlands related. Coolest thing I've ever seen. I am so excited for this. I can't wait. I hope that I find its dedicated source in the first day of playing because I want to have this on me at all times. This grenade mod is called the Spinning Blade with the effect Juggler. Catch the rebound to refund one grenade charge. And the red text, I'll take that. This is a reference to the character in League of Legends, Draven, where he can throw his axes. He has an ability where he can throw his axes, they will bounce off the target and land in a spot where he can then catch them. He then says the voice line, I'll take that. You can use this in a way where you can hold two spinning axes at once on Draven, as I'm showing in the clip. You can then juggle them, you can throw it and then go to the next spot and land them. Sorry for the gameplay. I'm not a Draven player. This was my first game playing Draven. I'm a Gnar one trick. Don't come at me, League of Legends players. Not my fault. Anyways, I am hoping it operates the same as Draven's kit does in League of Legends, and you're able to throw it at an enemy, run to the spot where you need to catch it, while also throwing another one. So when you catch it, you can then go to the next spot, and you can keep doing this. This will be the most fun grenade, I have a feeling, in all of Borderlands 4. I can't wait for this to drop. What do y'all think? This next one is pretty cool. It is called the Faulty Detonator, with the effect Sticky Trigger. Detonating the grenade spawns combo orbs. Don't know exactly what combo orbs are, but this sounds pretty cool. And since it's a TD or grenade, these grenades are going to work somewhat like C4, where you can double tap it to remotely activate it and make them explode. This is important. Due to its reference, he improvised that, the red text. This is a reference to Die Hard. In the movie Die Hard, John McClane tapes C4 to a computer monitor and shoves it down an elevator shaft. This is an exactly standard, demolition procedure. This scene is famous because it's over the top, improvised, and perfectly in line with the faulty, chaotic, explosive theme. And this red text is winking at how action heroes often jury-rig explosives in movies rather than using them properly. So this is just my guess. I believe that this is 100% a Die Hard reference. What do y'all think? Next up, we have the Recursive grenade mod with the effect Recursive. Hovers above enemies, firing a beam downward. The red text is, let's do this one last time. This is obviously a reference to Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, where each Spider-Man is introducing their character backstory. They say somewhat along the lines of, let's do this one last time. This is recursive in its own. The fact that it is repeated through every Spider-Man, and there is an infinite number of Spider-Mans, this will always be repeated. It is recursive. And it is funny that the name is and effect are both recursive, therefore it's recursive on its own. Pretty complicated, but pretty funny. The effect, however, it seems like it will be the collider beam from the movie that they jump into. I don't know how this is going to work in game. This honestly sounds like it's going to be pretty cool. Pretty steady damage. Pretty excited for this. Next up, we have the Jelly Grenade mod with the effect Replicating. Spawns duplicates on bounce. And the red text, short for Jellifier. I can't find a clear-cut reference here, but I more than likely think that this is a reference to the Minecraft slimes. Obviously, the way that they bounce in Minecraft, and it's the effect where it spawns duplicates on bounce. When you hit a slime and you damage the slime and you kill it, it will break off into smaller forms and it'll duplicate, and they will bounce at you. And, I mean, they are kind of jelly-like creatures, but that is the only reference that I could think of. What do y'all think? Let me know. Next up, we have the Shao Murky grenade with the effect Incessant. Continuously homes in on a target. And the red text, will someone try it tonight? Again, can't find a clear-cut reference here. Shao Murky is the name of a poison put in the drinks in the Dune franchise. And the red text, will someone try it tonight? This line is captures the mood of danger and temptation. It reads like someone daring another to indulge in something risky and unseen. kind of like a poisoned drink. So this is just my personal guess as to what this is a reference to. I believe that this is a reference to the poison that they put in drinks in the Dune series. Next up, we have the Buzz Axe grenade mod with the effect Makeshift and the red text Turn Around. This is clearly a nod at Krieg from Borderlands 2 due to him carrying a Buzz Axe, which is a makeshift tool, and the red text Turn Around is a reference to his intro animation where he is fighting Maya, and Maya doesn't see the rats that are sneaking up behind her about to kill her. He battles with Psycho Krieg, Insane Krieg in his head. Insane Krieg eventually wins, yelling turn around while throwing his Buzz Axe, saving Maya from the rats. His actual phrase was turn around, pretty lady. Next up, we have the Destructo Disco grenade mod with the effect Groove and the red text I don't even think the worms are awake yet. This I could not find a specific reference to. There was a little speculation around it. It might just be a reference to itself, kind of like a party in the morning kind of thing. So the worms aren't even awake yet. I don't know. Don't actually know how this grenade's going to operate yet. With the effect Groove, it could work somewhat like a boogie bomb from Fortnite. That would be pretty cool to see. Let me know in the comments if you have any better ideas. This next one is a little interesting. I don't know if this is going to be fixed by the release or if this is something intended for the game. But as you can see, this legendary grenade, the impact grenade, does not have a special effect or a specific red text. Maybe this is intended, maybe there is a few, legendary grenade mods that aren't actually unique. They're just legendary and that's what they are, but they don't have any unique affix to them. They're just a better version of their purple counterpart. I don't know. This is something we're gonna have to see. Next up, we have the Sho Kunai grenade mod with the effect Ninja Speed. Grants 10% movement speed for a short time with each consecutive hit for a maximum of 7 stacks. And the red text, I've got blades stashed in places you can't even imagine. There's some speculation about what this references as well. Some people thought it was maybe a Deadpool reference with the red text, but the effect that it is a kunai and the ninja speed effect, people also believe that this could just be a reference to Zero, the character from Borderlands 2. This effect sounds awesome being used in game. It says it has 7 charges, and they're obviously going to be, it's a legendary throwing knife. So if you hit 7 consecutive hits, you get 70% movement speed. This sounds like a whole lot of fun. I can't wait for this. Next up, we have the Swarm grenade mod with the effect Swoosh and the red text Extragalactic Jaws clamping from above and below. I don't know what this red text could possibly be referencing. There is almost no speculation as to what this could be referencing. My personal thought is that this is a reference to the Black Ops 2 kill streak, the Swarm, that would send down a bunch of hunter-killer drones and attack players around the map. Hence the effect Swoosh. I'm hoping it has something to do with this. As you can see, it is order manufacture. So grenade homes in on nearby enemies, which would explain it is a Black Ops 2 kill streak kind of thing. Don't know what the red text could mean. Let me know in the comments. Next up, we have the Firepot grenade mod with the effect Spicy. Spawns homing toward stickies over time. And the red text Sticky Boy Come to Town. There is no clear-cut reference for this one as well, but there is speculation, I speculate personally, that this is a reference to the Scoville pistol from Borderlands 3 DLC 1 that you get after breaking the 5 hot sauce bottles for Torgue. Because, spicy and they're sticky projectiles and it's explosive, that's just my personal guess. Let me know what y'all think in the comments yet again. Next up, we have the Relentless Fuse grenade mod with the effect Fortified Position and the red text Who You Calling Short. This one is kind of all over the place. I don't know what any of these three have to do with each other. Relentless Fuse and Who You Calling Short could be a play, like they're opposites of each other. Maybe it's a short fuse rather than a relentless fuse, but that doesn't actually make sense due to the item card. I don't know what this possibly could be a reference to. If y'all have any ideas, again, let me know in the comments. Next up, our one and only rep kit that we have seen so far, the Pacemaker with the effect Pulsometer. Passively gain health over time, increasing in rate when your health is low. I'm very excited to see the different kinds of rep kits and other unique rep kits that we have in the game. This is a pretty cool effect, and especially with the prefix that we have for this, the speed on use, increased movement speed by 40% for 8 seconds. I don't think this is specific to this pacemaker, but it's going to be exciting to see what can be rolled on these rep kits. Anyways, the red text is, "You got my heartbeat going, baby, faster and faster." This is obviously a reference to the item itself being a pacemaker, which helps the heart. Starting off our one and only enhancement that we have seen so far, the exploding boom puppy. This one does not seem to have any red text. We don't know if the enhancements are going to or not going to have red text, or if it's a bug or something like that. We don't know. The effect, however, the boom puppy, on kill, weapons with Torg license parts have a 50% chance to call down a missile barrage on a nearby enemy. The boom puppy is also an assault rifle from Borderlands 2 that you get from a Tina mission in the Torg DLC. It is an explosive assault rifle. The Exploception perk, weapons with Torg license parts fire stickies when hit for a bonus 50% damage when first attached to an enemy. This sounds awesome. I cannot wait to see what other kinds of enhancements we're going to get into the game. This will be cool later down the road for anyone who wants to do Allegiance playthroughs, because this sounds fire. I can't wait to see this in action. And that concludes our list of the current 54 known unique items that are going to be in Borderlands 4. If y'all really like this video, please let me know. Like the video. I would love to do videos like this in the future. Maybe on the drop of Borderlands 4, I can make videos about the other known legendaries when we come to know them. But anyways, I will be streaming live on Twitch, Jinx on Cloud 999. I will stream daily. I will also be doing a 24-hour stream with the release of Borderlands 4. If y'all want to know anything about the lore or Borderlands 4 related stuff, please stop by my streams. I pride myself on being one of the most knowledgeable Borderlands fans out there. I really love this kind of stuff. Please stop by. I would love to teach you guys. Peace out.